I'm Paul Hackett.
And I'm Kevin Costello.
And we're with TheCritics.t.
Today we're reviewing I Am Legend. Directed by Francis Lawrence and starring Will Smith, it's the tale of the last survivor of mankind as he battles against a rampaging plague that has destroyed humankind, turning them into flesh-eating monsters. Robert Neville, Will Smith's character, battles not only this plague but his own inner demons in an effort to redeem himself and stop this infection.
Now, I've been a fan of this story since the original Robert Matheson novel, I Am Legend. I've watched all 3 movie adaptations, and I've got to say, this one is my favorite by far. They definitely updated the story for modern day, both the way this plague comes around and Robert Neville's character, but I don't feel it negatively impacts the movie. I think it makes it easier for non-readers of the book to understand.
Oh yeah, being an illiterate moron who's never read the novel, I really feel that it allows you to come into the story understanding what's going on without actually having read the classic.
It's definitely true, and also, setting it in New York, I think made it easier cinematically to make the scenes more memorable.
Oh yeah, and the director actually does a great job in setting that up, making these stories memorable. It's funny, Francis Lawrence, the director, is best known for his MTV video documentaries and the Keanu Reeves comic book adaptation Constantine, but here he does an amazing job setting up not only the storyline, but also the character Robert Neville. I think, you know, it's refreshing the way that they
It was nice to, finally have somebody developed on screen and where you actually care what's happening to them in a horror movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really a surprise, especially in the horror sci-fi genre. And
I think my favorite thing though is the way that emotion goes through this entire movie, and then the way it changes from scenes to scenes. Like, even when it goes from an action to a drama to a suspense, the same feel is going through the movie. And, it never detracts from each other.
Oh, definitely. And the way that they can go from what's happening current day, where Will Smith's the only survivor, going back to, 3 years before that, showing you how everything came about, it's a great way to not only explain this to the audience, but also flesh out the Robert Neville character again.
And again, to come back to Will Smith does a tremendous job in this movie. If you're going to pick one actor to be on screen for almost 2 hours by himself, you cannot do better than Will Smith.
Well, actually,
if you say Christopher Lee, this review right here is over. Okay? Alright. Again, though, Will Smith does a tremendous job, and he not only portrays the character as having, the will and determination to fight against impossible odds and still try to cure this disease, but also he manages to portray the borderline insanity that, would result from being isolated for 3 years.
Oh yeah, in all seriousness, Will Smith does an amazing job here, especially when he's alone on film, and I wouldn't be half surprised if he expects an Oscar nod for this.
I would be right there with you, because, when your supporting cast is a dog and CGI created enemies, that's a tall order.
Yeah, and let's go back and talk about those CGI monsters for a minute, because, okay, if there's somebody in Hollywood who's telling every director out there that you have to use CGI instead of slapping some makeup on some people, I want that man shot, okay? Because here's the deal. You've got Will Smith versus what appears to be Imhotep from The Mummy Returns, and I'll be honest here, if I wanted to see that, I would just run Independence Day straight through to The Mummy, alright? Whenever the monsters attack the humans, it's like Will Smith versus the Polar Express. I mean, it's just...
It is pretty bad. You know what? And the worst part about the CGI is that the way the technology's improved, the stuff in this movie is really not up to par. And you're right, it really feels unnecessary. But really, the only downside that really mattered to me in this movie was the last 20 minutes. Because throughout the whole movie, and like we said, this emotion is driving through the film, and it flows together so nice, and it's got you in just right where you want to be for this movie. And then in the last 20 minutes, it takes this strange veer down an unnecessary road, and it causes the ending to feel really underwhelming.
Look, what do you expect from 2 hack screenwriters here, okay? They take a classic novel, they tarnish the image of it, they ruin the message of it, and they introduce concepts that are alien, come out of nowhere, and serve no point for the ending.
You're unusually passionate about this. Yeah. Wait, you're mad because these are the guys who wrote Batman and Robin.
Look, okay, that movie, that was terrible. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze? Come on. No, they were flying through the air on surfboards. It was total crap.
Calm down. Breathe. Focus. I Am Legend. Back to the review.
You're right. Bottom line, I like this movie, okay? 75% of it is great. I say, if you get a chance, go see it. You need to pick it up on DVD, go see it then. It's not something that's immediate, but I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah. I would say if you can actually see it in the IMAX, do it, because barring the last 20 minutes, this movie is pure gold. I'm Paul Hackett.
And I'm Kevin Costello.
For TheCritics.tv.